Hello YouTubers and Doctor Who fans, and welcome back to another Doctor Who action figure review by me, VirtualDalek. And today I've got a very long awaited review, since it's nearly been over a year since my last review. Sorry about that. There's no real reason other than I'm just lazy. Also I didn't get many of the exclusive sets, so I didn't have much to review. But that's changed now with the release of the new 3.75 inch wave, which I picked up 3 of yesterday, and I'm going to do some reviews of them. These are the 3 I have. I have got the 7th Doctor, the 11th Doctor, the Cyberman and the Dalek, and they're going to be split into 3 reviews, and today I'm going to be focusing just on the Doctor. So we'll get the other 2 out of the way, and we'll move on to the Doctor. Before we go on to the figure itself, I'll just give you a quick overview of the new packaging. I tried to be as gentle as possible when I opened this one, so that's to not ruin it, so it's in pretty much prime condition, apart from this at the bottom. This is the new packaging. There is a big oval circle where the figure is displayed. There's a little sticker on the top. I move my camera out a bit. It says 6 figures to collect. You've got a TARDIS in the top left. On the bottom you've got the little name card with the Doctor Who logo, and this one is obviously the Doctor. You've got the character logo there. There's nothing on the sides. On the bottom you've got barcode, a little bit of warnings and safety. The 0 to 3 onion is not allowed this figure. And then it says in this top corner, Series 7 figure collection. If you look at the back, it has a look at the figures from this wave. I'll have to move the camera up a bit. You've got on the top right in a little triangle, we have the sets, the 2 sets, the Dalek Invasion set and the Cold War playset. There's Doctor logo there, and then also available, and it shows you all the figures. They've got the Doctor, Clara, Ice Warrior and the Weeping Angel. I have yet to get those 3. And then we've got the Cyberman and the Dalek, 6 figures to collect. Got a little scan me thing for that iPhone app. I'm not quite sure what it does yet. It probably takes you to the BBC website or something boring like that. Yeah, a bit of information about character there. All the boring copyright info. It's all pretty standard stuff really. Not much has changed, just made the packaging a little smaller to incorporate the new figures. So now let's move on to the figure itself, and I'll take off the little TARDIS base it comes to. I'll get onto that in a bit. And this is, I'll try to bring it a bit closer. Now, everyone saw the new 3.75 inch figures and instantly moaned. Okay, obviously. Oh, scale change, don't like it. No one was happy. Well, there was probably a few people that were happy. I will admit and say that I was slightly annoyed, but when I actually picked these up yesterday and got them in hand, I have to say I'm very, very pleased with the job that Character Options have done. The figures are much better in hand than the prototype images look. The prototyped images did look quite terrible. There are 1 or 2 flaws with the figure I'll get into. So, just starting off basically with articulation. Now, for a 3.75 inch figure, the articulation is fairly good, actually. You've got the head, it's not ball jointed, it does a 360 quite easily, and it can move backwards and forwards because it seems to be a thing with the 11th Doctors that the peg that holds it in is quite loose, because if you do wiggle it about enough, it just pops out. It doesn't damage or anything. It might chip a bit of the paint off, but you won't see it, and it just very simply clips back in like that. All simple. At the shoulder you have a ball joint, so you can move up. You can probably do a 360. I don't want to strain it. There's articulation at the elbow. You can do 90 degrees. The wrists have the wrist can swivel 360 degrees. There is, I'm not sure if there's any articulation. There's a bit at the waist. You can swivel very, very slightly, but hindered by this waistcoat. The thighs, not the thighs. Is it the thighs? I haven't done this for a while. The legs, I'll just say that. The legs can move forward and backward a little bit more so than the others. They can't exactly go like straight up because of the, again, the rubber of the waistcoat prevents it. But they can move back a little bit further, and they don't move out to the side. The knees are obviously articulated, same as the elbows, and the boots can probably do a 360. They swivel. So it's for this size, the articulation is pretty decent. I'm quite impressed with it. Yeah. So if we go on to the detail of the figure now, start off with the head. I have a quick mumble about the head. Grumble rather, not mumble. Everyone moans. Well, not everyone. Probably a lot of people moaned about the head. We saw the pictures, and everyone just instantly went, "What have they done?" The sculpt itself, the shape of the head, is not bad. I mean, if you look at it from the side, that looks like Matt Smith. That looks like Matt Smith. Even from above, it looks like Matt Smith. The problem, even that looks like Matt Smith there. The problem comes, however, I can't put my finger on it. I'm going to say it's the eyes. I think the paint application on the eyes, just, I'm not sure what the effect is, but it doesn't look like Matt Smith at all from the front. I don't know if the eyes are too wide apart, they're too big. They don't fit the body. Like, just look at that there. That's great. That looks perfect like Matt Smith. But then, oh no, it's a sloth. Yeah, the paint application on the face are quite shoddy. I don't mind them because it's small. So if you look at it from a distance, say, not killing with the packaging. If you look at him from a distance, you can say, "Oh, it's Matt Smith," because you can't see the face as clearly. Bring him up close, however, and might take a couple of. Well, they obviously don't know it's Matt Smith, but it's not quite right, is what I'm saying. Obviously, I'm voice crack there. Obviously, I'm going to give credit to CO because character options, because this is their first wave of 3.75 inch figures, their first attempt, if you like. I mean, if you look back at the first 3 to 5 inch figures, they did the Rose Tyler and the original Dancing Ninth Doctor. They did. Those weren't particularly good. They didn't look very like it. I mean, the likeness on the original sort of dancing, fighting Rose Tyler figure was hideous. Didn't look like it at all. So I think that's probably the case here. Maybe as it goes on, we'll see an improvement. If we move on to the lower body, we've got his suit, his coat, overcoat, as it should be. Obviously, to allow the ball joints to fit in, they've had to have this flap of plastic sticking quite considerably upwards from the shoulder, so it looks a little bit off, but you wouldn't have been able to have any shoulder articulation with that, without that, so pros and cons really. The bow tie is very nice, if you can get my camera to focus. There isn't much detail to it, it's literally just a lump of plastic stuck on there and painted black. And the shirt is very nice, you can see there's detailing on the buttons and the creases. Same with the waistcoat really, some very nice buttons, and you've got these lines on the overcoat. The trousers, just trousers really, a little fold at the bottom as they should. And then he's got his boots, which are brown and have a fair bit of detail on the laces. And that's pretty much it for the detail on the actual figure. He does come with, as you would expect, a sonic screwdriver, stand-up Smith. which is very tiny, very, very tiny, very easy to get lost. Obviously, being this small, it is a little bit hard to get hold of, and it's a little bit like the paint on it has run quite a bit. If my camera will ever focus, there you go. You can see that the lining of the paint isn't quite right. It's good, but it's a fair attempt for them. I don't mind it, and that just fits in his hand quite well, like so. And he does come with one other accessory which I showed a little earlier, which is the little plate for him to stand on, because he's terrible to stand up on his own. He's dead. You got the little DW Doctor Who logo from the title sequence, and this little nodule which protrudes from it. And on both the feet there are little holes, so you can slot the foot feet into the pad, and there he is. Now you poke him and he doesn't die instantly, he just sort of moves around like a dog. He's skateboarding. So yeah, that's the Doctor. And just for a quick size comparison for those who wonder, here he is against his 5-inch counterpart. As you can see, there is quite a considerable difference. And when you bring them two together, you can really see how tiny this little Doctor is in comparison. It's very reminiscent of Logopolis, where the Doctor's TARDIS becomes shrinked. That's what I imagine it to be like. So that was the Doctor, and join me in my next part where I will be reviewing the Cyberman. Thanks for watching.